So what if I told you that the answer to your modern money problems, that feeling of working your tail off but never really getting ahead, was actually written down thousands of years ago, like in ancient Babylon? I know, sounds a little crazy, right? But the financial wisdom that built one of the wealthiest cities in history, it's just as powerful today. So let's dig in and see what they knew that we might have forgotten.
I mean, this question right here, it just hits home, doesn't it? It's a feeling so many of us know all too well. You're working hard, you're earning a pretty decent living, but then you look at your bank account at the end of the month and where did it all go? It really does feel like you're stuck on a treadmill, just running faster and faster to stay in the exact same place. So what's the deal? Why do some people seem to just get ahead while so many others who are working just as hard are struggling?
Well, believe it or not, this is not a new problem, not by a long shot. Let me introduce you to a couple of guys from ancient Babylon. Banzir, a chariot builder, and his buddy Kobe, a musician. These guys were good at what they did, they worked hard, but their purses always empty. They look at all the wealth in their city and feel that exact same frustration we feel today.
And this is so important. For them, and maybe for you too, the problem wasn't a lack of effort. It wasn't about needing to work harder. And it definitely wasn't some kind of personal failing or lack of talent. It was much simpler than that. They were just missing a system, a simple, powerful set of rules for how to handle their money.
So, totally fed up, they go and find their old friend, Arkad. Now, Arkad wasn't some guy who inherited his fortune. No way. He started out just like them as a poor scribe. But somehow, he'd figured out the secrets to wealth and became the richest man in the entire city. He was living breathing proof that you didn't have to stay stuck.
And look, Arkad's journey wasn't some straight shot to the top. Not at all. He literally started with nothing. He made this amazing deal to trade his labor, his time, for wisdom from a rich man. He started saving, but then, and this is so relatable, he made a huge mistake. He gave all his savings to a brickmaker to buy jewels and lost everything, the whole lot. But here's the most important part of his story. He didn't give up. He learned from that painful mistake, he started over, and this time, he mastered the rules of money.
So what was it? What was the big secret? What was that one piece of advice Arkad got from his mentor Algamish that literally changed everything for him? All right, let's get right into the single most important rule he ever learned.
And you might be expecting some complicated investment formula or a get-rich-quick scheme, but it wasn't that at all. It was way more fundamental. It was a simple shift in how we thought about money. A single, powerful decision that, honestly, anyone can make, even today.
This is it. I found the road to wealth when I decided that a part of all I earned was mine to keep. Just let that sink in for a second. Think about how we usually operate. We get paid, and then we pay the rent, we pay for groceries, we pay our phone bill, we pay literally everyone else first. This one idea flips that entire script on its head.
Okay, so how much? The Babylonians gave us a super clear, simple starting point. 10%, just 1/10. And the key is when you take it. Before you pay a single bill, before you buy anything, you set aside that 10% for yourself. This is not about saving whatever might be left over at the end of the month, because let's be real, there's usually nothing left. No, this is the very first thing you do with your money.
We have a modern name for this, of course. Pay yourself first. It's a total game changer because it takes saving from being an afterthought, something you'll get to later, and makes it your #1 priority. It's how you guarantee you're building your wealth, not just paying for everyone else's. And the crazy part, as Arkad found out, is that you'll be amazed how you can live just fine on the 90% that's left.
Okay, so you've done it. You've set aside that 10%. Now what? You don't just let it sit in a dusty old pot, right? Of course not. That's not the whole story. The next step, this is where the real magic happens, is putting that money to work for you. And Arkad's mentor had this incredible analogy to explain it. Here's how he put it. Every single coin you save is like a slave that goes out and works for you. Then, every bit of interest that coin earns, well, that's like its child, and that child can also work for you. Before you know it, you have a whole army of these golden slaves and their children, all earning money for you day and night, even when you're sleeping. This is the secret. This is how you finally stop trading your precious time for money and start building real wealth.
Now, today we have a less poetic but just as powerful name for this magic. We call it compound interest, and it is the absolute engine of wealth creation. See, it's not just about earning interest on your first savings. The real power comes from earning interest on your interest.
It creates this incredible snowball effect where your money just starts to multiply at a faster and faster rate over time.
And this chart right here shows you exactly why that's such a big deal. Look at the difference. With simple interest, your money grows, sure, but it's a straight line. It's predictable. But with compound interest, whoa, your earnings start to earn their own money, and that's when you get that beautiful upward curve. That is the snowball of wealth we're talking about. That is what it means to have an army of money working for you.
Okay, so these principles are absolutely timeless. They worked in Babylon and they work today. But let's be honest, we have some incredible advantages they never even dreamed of. So let's talk about how we can take this ancient wisdom and apply it right now in our modern world, and also tackle the very real challenges they get in our way.
But that brings up a really good question, right? If it's all so simple, save 10%, let it compound, then why isn't everybody rich? It's because knowing what to do is one thing, but actually doing it is a whole other battle. And the biggest enemy we face isn't our bank account, it's our own brain.
You've probably heard of the famous marshmallow experiment. Well, this is basically that, but with your money. Our brains have these two competing systems. You've got your hot thinking, that's your emotional, impulsive side. It sees that new phone or those concert tickets and screams, "I want it now!" Then you've got your cool thinking. That's your logical, future planning side. It's the part that says, hey, wait a minute. If we save this money, it'll be worth way more later. The entire battle for your financial future is about teaching that cool, logical brain to be the boss of the hot, impulsive one.
But here's the best news of all. This isn't something you're just born with or without. You're not doomed by your impulses. Self-control is a skill. Just like Arkad had to learn to resist bad advice and stick to his plan, you can train your self-control. Think of it like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
So let's put this all together into a modern blueprint, a game plan based on all this ancient wisdom. First, you're going to pay yourself first. Commit to that 10% minimum off the top of every single paycheck. Second, and this is a big one, automate your savings. Set up an automatic transfer for the day you get paid. This takes willpower completely out of the equation. Third, make your savings multiply. Get that money invested so it can start compounding. Fourth, seek expert advice. Please, learn from Arkad's mistake. Don't take money advice from a brickmaker or, the modern version, some random influencer on social media with a rented Lamborghini. And finally, control your spending. As you start making more money, don't let your expenses creep up with it. That's called lifestyle inflation, and it's a wealth killer.
In the end, it all comes back to this one single revolutionary idea. I want you to say it to yourself, burn it into your brain until it just becomes part of who you are. A part of all you earn is yours to keep. This is so much more than a financial strategy. It's really a declaration that you are worth investing in. And that right there is the timeless secret from Babylon that can start building your fortune today.